So I'm recording this podcast right now on Miami Beach, and I'm doing it for one particular reason. There are thousands of people sunbathing behind me, and I'm doing it from Miami Beach for one simple reason. For years and years and years, I have been afraid of what people think. And police car. And I thought I would come here to both remind you of something, but also get me over a hump of doing this ridiculous thing of literally recording a video on a beach and the paranoia that everybody might be watching me and going, what a knob. So I thought I'd record this podcast here, and you can think I'm a knob if you like doing it, but I'm doing it to desensitize myself to actually recording videos in public and doing things in public that might seem a little crazy or a little unusual. And the reason I'm talking about this on the podcast today is because one of the things I see people getting hung up on a lot is, what if people think this? What if people think that? Chances are that the majority of the people behind me don't know my name, and it's not going to influence my business what these people behind me think of me. Yet, very often, we will allow people, random people we don't know, people who will never be our customers, to influence how we behave. And then the reality is, nobody knows my name, nobody knows who I am. So all of my hang-ups about these people behind me are actually my hang-ups. And I see this a lot on social media, and I think it's ridiculous. But me doing this here is proving to you that actually you have to push through those projections you put onto other people. Because you will constantly second guess yourself of, what if somebody sees this, misinterprets what I'm saying? What if somebody sees me doing a post or putting a photo up and thinks I'm self-absorbed? What if? And meanwhile, you are hiding your light under a bushel for the opinions of random people. So I thought I'd do this because this issue is so important for you guys, and I want you to be successful. But also I know that in another way, in a different level, I am doing the same thing. So the fact that I've put myself here on Miami Beach with a tripod, a camera, and a microphone, I'm sure I'm going to get some weird looks. Am I wondering whether people think I'm a dick or a knob? 100%. But I'm doing this for you, and the people listening to me and the people watching these clips are the only people that matter. So what's the lesson here that I'm talking about? The lesson here is, whenever you go on social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever, there's a harsh reality that hiding your lamp under a bushel doesn't work. There's a harsh reality that subtlety and modesty gets lost in the noise, and you cannot afford to second guess what other people might think. I mean, I've done this for years, and even now doing this feels a little strange. But you get used to it. You get over it. I can remember the first time I did a webinar, I was so nervous I had to have 3 drinks. Now I do them almost on autopilot. When I first started recording videos like this, it was awkward. It felt uncomfortable. The first time I recorded a video on a beach in front of the public feels awkward. But if you get used to it, all of this doesn't matter. You get comfortable with it. So the next time you're thinking about it and going, should I do this? Should I not? What if people this? What if people that? That is exactly the right reason to do it. If you feel that you're controlled by either your projection of other people's opinions or other people's opinions, it's exactly the reason to do it. Because what that says to me is you are allowing random things to control your behavior. And you should control your behavior. You should be able to do something because it's the best reason to do it. And you should be able to not do something because it's a good reason not to do it. Now, the great thing is, and the freeing thing is, none of these people are going to remember this. So even if they do think it's weird, They're not going to remember it tomorrow. They're not going to remember it in 20 years' time. Do you remember that guy who was on Miami Beach and was recording a video? They're not going to remember that. They're not going to remember the fact that I was here. They're not going to search me out on social media and comment, aha, you're the guy who was filming on Miami Beach. It's like, it's nothing. It's really nothing. There's a really good like graphic that I see on social media a lot. And it is basically a guy on a bus. And it's a split. And the guy's on one side of the bus looking at a mountain, a rock face, as the bus is going round this mountain. And he goes, and he's sulking going, nobody cares. And he's sulking. And on the split side of the bus is the same guy looking out over a beautiful view and nobody cares. And using it as a chance to go, do you know what? Nobody's paying as much attention as I might think. That's awesome. I can do what I want. And the other person is saying, nobody's paying attention. Oh, how sad, how miserable. And it's really funny how sometimes we get really preoccupied and terrified almost, what if everybody sees this? And other times we sulk and get miserable and depressed because nobody's seeing it, our stuff. And it is scary. It is scary to go put yourself out on social media. I just got bit by an ant. That's a lesson. Don't film on a beach. I just got bit by an ant. It is scary to put yourself out there, and it does feel awkward and clumsy, but you don't get good at talking and sharing your ideas, whether that be in videos like this, whether that be in, still images, whether it be selfies. You don't get good at something by practicing and not doing it. I met somebody who'd recorded 50 videos and I said, have you put any of them out? No. Well, they're not quite right yet. When will they be right? Can you actually get something right by not doing it? I don't think you can. It's like learning to drive. You learn all the rules and the principles, and then you go on the road and you figure out how this thing actually works in real life. You get comfortable with, crazy traffic and people not obeying the highway code. You get comfortable with the rules of the road. You get comfortable with the reality of it. And so I'm here putting myself out there and giving you a challenge. What are you putting off? What are you not doing because of the fear of what other people might think? At the end of the day, salesperson, your job is to hit your target. Business owner, your job is to acquire more customers. Marketing manager is to build engagement, build visibility, build brand that drives leads. How you get there, in one sense, doesn't matter. And I know some of you will go, oh, but it does. No, you're thinking in extremes again. You're thinking in extremes. Well, what happens? I've so funny. The other day I said, you need to be bold and share your opinions. And immediately some people in the room resorted to extremes. Well, what? You mean clickbait and rage bait? No. What are the opinions you stand for? What are the things you disagree with in your industry? They're solid opinions that you can take a stance on. Does not mean as soon as I say take a bold stand, it means you have to put on a Make America Great Again cap and walk round America. Or you have to say you love Keir Starmer. It means being prepared to not just blend in. It's really funny. Human nature, we want to lead the pack and we want to blend in with the pack. And those two positions are inconsistent with each other. Trying to blend in and trying to stand out. Not wanting to be the odd one out, whilst also wanting to stand out and have everybody look to us for our insights and our ideas. It's crazy that we can hold those two positions where we don't want to stand out and we do want to stand out, and you cannot move forward whilst holding those two positions. You have to accept that by the nature of wanting to be standing out, become the go-to person, become a rising star, whatever you want to call it, it will attract attention, which is what you want. It will attract some things that you might feel uncomfortable with, but you'll get used to it. But what's certain is you cannot keep holding those two positions at once and expect progress. That you will be the leader of the pack, but also you'll blend in with the pack. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. And you need to translate this into whatever you're doing, your field, your industry. But the same is true. You will not get success. You will not get that acknowledgement. You will not get that notoriety, that awareness in your field if you are prepared to say the same things as everybody else and do the safe things like everybody else. So you have to be bold. You have to prepare yourself and go, what is stopping me? And most of the time, it's us stopping us. It's me stopping me. Not the market, not other people. It's me. I'm the one holding myself back. So from Miami Beach, from me recording a video on a tripod, doing the knobbish thing that I always feel uncomfortable doing, I'm here and I'm doing it.